Okay. So tonight's training is on using marGO to increase your party attendance. So it's assuming that you already know how to use marGO for invitations and to set up your parties in marGO and how to connect a Facebook event to a marGO invitation. If you're unclear on any of that, we do have a separate marGO training that you can check out on the YouTube channel for how to do that. I think marGO is an incredible tool that the company provides to us for no charge. I have been using marGO for almost a year now, and I honestly can say I have incredible attendance at my parties, and I do believe it's because of using marGO and multiple different methods of inviting. Okay, so when I have a host that books a party, the first thing I do is I send out an email to her. So this is what the email looks like. That says, "Thank you for booking. Guest list challenge. You will receive an email from my virtual assistant, marGO, with a link to fill in your experienced guest list. Add 30 plus names, addresses, and phone numbers to your marGO guest list within the next 48 hours, and you'll get an extra gift at your experience. And then here are my tips. Okay, use a minimum of 2 methods of inviting for each guest. Okay, typically people these days want to use a Facebook event, and then they'll either use the texting or the email. Sometimes if they don't have emails for people, they'll use the postcard invitations. Again, here I'm encouraging them to invite at least 30 plus people so that they have 10 to 12 guests. Fill in as much information as you can. marGO will take care of the rest. We can invite via email, text, Facebook, and fun mail. Guests love to get a fun Cocoa experience invite in the mail. Way more fun than junk mail or bills. And then I put in here, if you don't have the mailing address, that's okay. marGO works with white pages to help find it. Okay, so this goes out immediately. Now, typically what happens is they will then they will go into their Facebook event, which I've set up and connected to marGO and made them a co-host. They will pretty quickly, usually that same day I find, do their Facebook invites. Okay, and typically as soon as they put the invites out there, they'll get 1 or 2 people to say yes or maybe. And that's key because none of the marGO features will work until you have 1 or 2, 2 people that have RSVP'd, yes, they are attending. Okay, other than yourself and the other host, the host of the party, the co-host on this event. Okay, so that's the key, that you need to have 2 yeses for attendance for any of this to work. So once I see that they have set up the invites in Facebook, but a couple days have gone by and they have still not done anything with marGO, I send out another email to them. Okay, and it looks like this. Thank you for getting out the invitations via the Facebook event. I have found that Facebook events are an easy way to invite and to get people excited about your event through daily posts, but they are often overlooked in people's notifications. I would like to encourage you to use a secondary method of invitation so that you have awesome attendance and a super fun Cocoa experience. And then I go on again to talk about marGO and how great it is. And I let them know that I will resend their invitation to set marGO up. Okay, so then we go back over to marGO. Now, where is that? Resend it. If you go back to the event right here, the host email was originally, I just set this up for an example for tonight. So the host email was originally sent then. It hasn't been opened. If it was opened, it would tell you. And so we would just click on resend invitation at that point, so that we can get that done. Now, if you have someone that books a party, this is July, so if you have someone that books a party for September, maybe they get the Facebook invites done very quickly, but they don't do marGO. In that case, I would hold off on sending that other email for about a month or so, because they've already done the initial inviting via Facebook. They're not going to cancel the party once they've invited people. So, the reason you're typically trying to get that guest list within 48 hours is because we have found that once you get the guest list, they're much less likely to cancel because that's really the bulk of the host's work, is putting out the invitations. Okay, but once they've done the Facebook, if you want to let this go until you're about a month, month and a half out from your party, that's fine. And I do find that people will go back and they will fill out more invitations. They will add additional people. They've thought of people in the interim that they didn't invite originally, and so it will change things. Okay, so once you have guests coming according to the Facebook event, you want to start getting them engaged. The sooner you get people engaged, the more likely they are to say yes, the more excited they are about the party. And for those that can't come, you will be amazed at the number of people who aren't able to come, but you've really gotten them interested. And so you will, first of all, get more outside orders using this method, but you will also typically find that you can book a party before the experience even happens from someone that isn't able to come to the experience because you've intrigued them, okay? Because they've gotten a little taste of what it is, and they want it. They want it for themselves and their friends. So all you have to do is set this up one time in marGO, and then it's there, and you have it for every party going forward. All right, so what we do is we're going to start by going to the personal library. Click on personal library. Now, this is where you would create your Facebook posts. Mine are already created, so I'm going to skip over this and just go to my saved posts. But when you're setting things up here, this is where you would start. This merge codes is awesome. You can insert any of these different things into your wording in this section here. So if you are doing a link about not able to attend the party but still like to place an order, click on this link, and you will be adding to Kim's party. So, and you just put your event shopping link, and marGO will automatically include that in the post. Okay, you'll see that as we go on. So let's go to my saved posts. Now, my saved posts, there's a lot back here because these are also my saved posts that I use for when I'm doing an actual Facebook party. So not all of these are for pre-party engagement. So, but here they are, and all I've done is, you don't want to put a ton of work into this. The company, this is one of those instances where I'm going to encourage you to take the tools that the company has provided us and use them in a way to benefit your business. So the company provides us with all of these great pictures and wordings for a Facebook party, right? They don't just have to be used for a Facebook party. You can use them for other things, and that's what I've done here, okay? So, for example, here's one. This is right out of our Facebook party in the back office. Okay, this is the first post that goes up a couple days after the people have been invited to the Facebook event, because again, you have to have at least 2 yeses for them to post. If for some reason that you don't have 2 yeses and they don't post, marGO does send you an email to let you know that there's an issue, and you can go in and change the dates. Okay, but here, this picture is from the company. I didn't make this. I don't even know how to make this. Okay, I don't know how to put wording on a picture. So I took what the company is already giving me, and I'm using it in marGO for my own purposes. And here it is. Cheers to, it's going to fill in the host name, for getting us together for some cocoa fun. Looking forward to having some fun with all of you. Okay, so that's one of my posts. Okay, so I have gone through and I have just put in a bunch of different posts. You can include the videos when the company gives us the different videos for the recipes. You can include them. I mean, everybody loves to watch food videos, right? I have those in there. Now, for every party, do I use every single post? No, it depends on how far out the party is booked. Typically, about 3 weeks before the party, I start posting every 2 to 3 days leading up to the week before the party. The week before the party, I post every day, just one post. And you typically want them to be in the morning. You schedule the time. My thought on that is, if someone logs onto Facebook at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to check their feed, they're going to see your post that you did at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you put that post in at 8 o'clock at night, they're going to miss it until the very next day. And by then you might have already had another post go up, and they're only going to see one of them. Okay. So that is the beauty of Facebook, is until your guests say no, they are not coming to the event, as long as they are a yes, a maybe, or a no response, they are going to see these posts in their feed. Okay, so that's why doing catchy posts is a great way to get people to see what you're doing. A lot of people don't even know what a cocoa experience is They get an invitation for a cocoa experience. They're not sure. They don't even know. Okay, a lot of people don't even pay attention to all the events that they're invited to anymore when they get the notification, because we're invited to a million different events every single day by, just different groups that have your contact name or people that think you might be interested in something. I mean, it's crazy. And all the different LuLaRoe pages, we're all getting constant invitations to those things. So you need to do something to set your posts apart and to set your event apart so that they actually take the time to go into your event. Okay, so that is the whole goal of this. So I have all of my different posts here. You can see here I have all my posts for the specials for the month. I just do a screenshot of what the guest special is. I just section out that so that I can just show what the guest special is. And then after July is done, I'll delete this post and it won't be back here anymore. I have all the different videos, but like I said, I don't usually use all of them. These are some of my Facebook posts, party posts. So I don't use these when I'm doing what we're talking about tonight, except for this one. I do like to explain to others about the Bean to Bar journey. And this is a video that you can find in the Facebook collateral from the company. All right. And I think this is actually the wording that the company gives us for during the Facebook party. And I do put this video in, and that is typically my third post that I set up. All right, so let's go into my mock party that I set up to do this training here, Kim's training party. All right, so I've already connected the Facebook event to marGO. So that's all done. So now I'm just going to go into Facebook event. I have all of my posts already in my personal library. So now I just have to attach them to the event. So here you click on personal library. And here are all my posts. Okay, so let's say this party is about 3 weeks out. So it's a typical party that I would have. And it's going to be in August. So I want to include my August guest specials. I always want them to bring guests. So I do my party crasher. Cheers to the host. Okay, here's the post that I do the day before to make sure people remember to come. I love this recipe, so I include that one. Here's the shopping link for people that can't come. I don't need that one. Now, depending on the crowd, if it's people that I think would like, the healthy side of things, I'll include the kale salad recipe. If not, I just skip over that. Okay, here are a lot of my Facebook party posts. So let's skip over these. I do include this one though, so I want to click on that. Now, see here, I have these quiz questions. These are all directly from the Facebook party collateral that the company gives us. Okay, this is what I will use to get people engaged ahead of time if the party is, like maybe 4 to 6 weeks out and I need additional posts. This is great because it actually gets people to engage with you and answer the questions and comment. And the important thing is, though, that when somebody comments what they like, you always want to come back with something else to get them talking to you, and try to bring your host into the conversation as well. So we'll use one of those so that I can give an example of that. All right, here's my thank you. That posts usually at 11:55 on the night of the party so that I can say thank you for coming. And this posts in the morning before the party to remind them to show up. Okay, and then here's a great brunch recipe. I like to use that one. And here is what is a cocoa experience. This is one that I've made up myself because I find that a lot of people don't know what a cocoa experience is, and I want to give them a chance to learn about it before they decide whether they're coming or not. And then this is our newest recipe, so I've been including that. All right, so there are all the posts that I'm going to use. So I'm going to select those. So now they all showed up. I'm in my party, right? My Kim's training party. They're all showing up as unscheduled. So now I go through and find them in the order that I post them. So let's see, here's my first one. I always do this as my first one, so let me schedule that. So if I just set all this up today, I would give my host 2 days and I would then start my posting. Okay, so I'm going to schedule this, let's say for the 13th, and I typically just go in, if it's 8:59, I change it to AM so that it goes in the morning, and then save. Okay, so now it's scheduled. You see it there. My next one that I do is, what is a cocoa experience? Here it is right here. So I'm going to schedule that. Now I'm going to schedule that for 2 days after, okay, because I have about a month before this party is scheduled. Change that to AM. All right, go back to my unscheduled. Now, I try and post the videos on the weekends because I think that's when you get more people to pay attention. So this works out perfectly because my bean to bar video, where is that? I can post that. Where's the bean to bar? For a Saturday. Did I not click on it? I thought, oh, here it is, bean to bar. Schedule that. I'm going to schedule that one to go up on Sunday at 9. Okay. So you just go through and you save all of these from the unscheduled until they're in the scheduled, right through to your last post, the hope you had a chocolatey good time today. And then they will start posting on your Facebook event. Remember, you have to have 2 people that said yes, that have accepted the invitation for them to post. If they don't post, then you will get an email from marGO letting you know that they didn't post, and then you can just come in and you can change the dates. You can go in and message your, I typically would then message my host and say, hey, we're not really getting any response to your Facebook invitation. I think it would be a great idea if you messaged a few people to make sure that they saw it. And so you do things to get people responding so that you can get your posts started. So it's very easy. Like I said, you are just using the tools the company has already given us, and you're just changing them around to use them in a way that your business will benefit from them. So yes, you have to put some time into setting this up, but you're not creating anything. You're just organizing it and saving it into your personal library. And then moving forward, set this up for every party and use, you don't want to, you set it and forget it, but at the same time, you want to make sure that your people are responding to things. And, especially like when you post a recipe, somebody will say, oh my gosh, that looks so good. And then you want to say something back to them so that you keep the conversation going. All right. And these are the people that are going to be super excited about coming to your party. And if they're not able to come to the party, they're the ones that you're going to want to ask if they'd like to book their own. Okay, to help their host, get her booking gift or whatever it is that you're doing to incent people to book parties. All right, so I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me and ask. And if you're not sure about how to use marGO, then go to my YouTube page and you'll find the marGO video on there. All right, thanks a lot.